Hello there, I'm Lloyd Evans. Welcome to the bunker. It's time for another voicemail. Today's voicemail is from an anonymous caller. Let's listen to what they have to say.
Hello, Lloyd. I am calling from the United States, from the state of West Virginia. I'm a 44-year-old male. I was born a Jehovah's Witness. I got married at a very early age. My now ex-wife and I had 4 children. The three oldest, the boys were the oldest. Our daughter was the youngest. At the age of around 36, I think it was, I told my wife at the time that I didn't want to be a witness no more. So that was pretty much the beginning of the end of our relationship and our marriage, because she told me that she couldn't be married to somebody that wasn't a Jehovah's Witness, which broke my heart because I still love her to this day. And now that we're divorced and stuff, we get along really well. She refuses to shun me, which is great. About 8 months ago, she was living in another town with our daughter, who had got baptized at an early age. I think she was 12 when she got baptized. And they found themselves in a situation where the house that they were staying in was being sold. So they didn't have anywhere to go. So I offered that they move in with us. Well, of course, the elders in their congregation told them, no, that's not a good idea. You can't stay with him because he's bad, blah, blah, blah. And my daughter told my ex-wife that she would rather stay with me than anybody that was at the from the Kingdom Hall. So they moved in here, and we were having a great time. We had fun moments, sung karaoke some nights, and had some great times. And then whenever the whole COVID restrictions were lifted, she started going back and staying with her friend, who her friend's dad is an elder. So she started staying over there, and then she started staying a little bit more and a little bit more. But we still thought everything was okay, because when she come back, we would always have fun. We'd barbecue and, sing karaoke and all that kind of stuff. But one time she went to go stay over there with that family, and she never came back. And we were getting worried. And a week had went by, and we were trying to contact her, and she wouldn't contact us back, and neither would the family. And then a few days later, about a week and a half after she left, we get papers served to us from the police department saying that they filed a restraining order against us because she was abused and her needs were neglected and all this stuff, which is 100% not true. She had a good life at home. We went on trips all the time. We went to Disney World, and we went to the beach almost every year, and she never went without. I always made sure to work hard so that my kids never went without. So anyway, my ex-wife is completely devastated, heartbroken, and she's not sure how to deal with it, because she wants to see her mom, who had passed away about 10 years ago. She wants to see her again, and she's brainwashed to thinking that this is the only way she'll see him again. So she still listens to the meetings on Zoom, except for whenever they do the Watchtower discussion on Sunday, because the elder that took our daughter away from us is the one that hosts it. So I don't really have a question. I just want to kind of get your thoughts on this situation and maybe some advice, because at first, I'm still heartbroken. And at first I was extremely heartbroken. Now I'm really mad. And I know there's nothing I can do, but I just would like to get your thoughts and maybe some advice on this situation. So, sorry to take up so much time, but I'm a big fan. You're more than welcome to use this recording on your channel, and look forward to hear what you have to say. So you have a nice day and keep up the good work. Thank you.
Well, thank you. Wow. That's quite an extraordinary message. I couldn't not comment on it, although I'm not completely sure what to say, to be completely honest with you. it's such a messed up situation, and I feel underqualified to give you advice. Number one, because I'm not a lawyer, and what you're describing sounds to me like a legal matter. And number two, because I don't know all of the details, I don't know your daughter's version of events. I don't know her age. Her age is a big factor in all of this, because if she is 18 or about to turn 18, it would be very problematic to get custody back or get a turnaround in terms of a legal decision before she's old enough to, make a decision for herself as to where she lives. My initial thought was, if she truly had been abused or had suffered neglect by you or by her natural parents, how is it that the other children would be allowed to stay with you? In other words, wouldn't social services take them? But on listening again, it seems that your other children, who are all, I think, your sons, are older, so maybe they've already moved out. That too isn't clear, whether they're still with you, whether any of them are still technically minors or not. So again, there's just way too many question marks, and whenever there is any degree of uncertainty, I always find it best to step back from giving advice. All I can say is, if I were in your shoes, and if I knew that I was completely innocent of what I've been accused of, and if it were a case of an elder manipulating my child to live with them instead of with me, well, first of all, I'm a little bit perplexed that the police weren't called when she failed to show up. That would have been, rather than her disappearing for like over a week, I would have been like, you're due back on this day, and if you don't return back, I'm calling the police. So that's a little bit unclear as to why the police weren't called. And if with this situation where you have, it sounds like some kind of restraining order, or there's been a change in custody, and if I felt strongly, as you seem to, that there had been a miscarriage of justice, or that there had been some deception, as you put it, your daughter has been taken from you, I would be getting a lawyer. I would be getting lawyered up, Unfortunately, there are some times in your life when someone does something truly, truly evil to you, and the only recourse is to sue them. That's just the way things work. That's what I've had to learn through painful experience, that unfortunately you can't just expect things to just work themselves out. You can't expect, justice to prevail without you fighting for it. So, again, I don't want to make any assumptions about, quite frankly, anything, including, I have to be completely honest, including whether I'm hearing the full story from you. I can't just take everything at face value just because you're an ex-Jehovah's Witness, unfortunately. I'd love to be able to, just take everything at face value. But this is a complicated situation, and I can only say that if I were in your shoes, I would be consulting a lawyer. I'm not a lawyer. This is a legal matter, and I am completely untrained in what the local state laws are, what recourse you may have for getting the judgment revisited, all of that sort of thing. That's why people go to university or law school for years and years, to figure out precisely how to untangle this sort of situation. So that's all I can recommend, really, is that you consult a lawyer. And yes, I'm sure there would be costs involved. It's, again, very, very distressing that you need to fight, but unfortunately that's the nature of life. Sometimes terrible, terrible things happen, and you can't just sit around and wait for things to resolve themselves. But I'm afraid if your daughter is of a certain age where she's either 18 or about to turn 18, it may be that the matter is already out of your hands, because, of course, once they're 18, it's their decision as to where they live. I hope some or all of what I've said has been helpful for you. If you would like to leave a voicemail, the thing to do is go to speakpipe.com/Cedars, remembering to indicate clearly if you don't want me to broadcast your message. But that's about all I have time for. Thank you so much for watching.